It literally did not happen even once today. It did not happen even once today. I don't know why it happened just now. I have no idea why it just happened just now. I thought I fixed it. I thought I fixed like the evil outages that my adapter had. Oh my god. Anyway, we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue. 6 bold whiskers that give it a look of toughness. Whisker sends air movements to determine what is in the Pokemon surrounding vicinity. The Pokemon becomes docile if grabbed. A lot of Purge literally got botched face surgery. That's staple of Mario. Oh my god, you're right. You're right, actually. I think maybe a lowland person just went to went to Tel Aviv and got a bad surgery, possibly. I think that could have been what happened here. But what about normal Persian? Maybe now you're saying it. Normal Persian is kind of giving MAGA woman vibes. Maybe. What? You kind of sold me a normal Persian. I think normal Persian went. Normal Persian went. Many adore for its sophisticated air, however, it will lash and scratch for little reason. So it's kind of a diva. It's kind of a diva. Very haughty Pokemon around fans. The size of the jewel in its forehead is a topic of much talk. Very bougie. It's carrying around jewels everywhere. So I think regular Persian, maybe a bit of a 1%er. Maybe a bit of a 1%er. So I will have to say probably went. And normally because of this base stats hold, I would say, oh, it wasn't strong enough. It wouldn't go. It wouldn't have gone. But think about it. Think about how in Gen 1, because of the speed stat and because of a glitch when it uses Slash, it has a guaranteed crit on every single hit. So it definitely is not as simple as you think it is. So I think you can put it in went to January 6th. Ooh, Golduck. Now, Golduck has an ability, Cloud 9, that lets it control the weather, which is a famous liberal attribute. But also, are we thinking that Golduck would be that much in opposite, like would be that politically informed? Are we thinking that? We have tales that old tales of Golduck punishing those that defile its river. The guilty were dragged into the water and dragged away. So it's a bit of an eco-terrorist. It's actually an eco-terrorist, and many people don't realize that. And it does have a 500 base stat total. It does have a base stat total of 500. How does that matter here? I don't know yet. All I know is that it just seems like Golduck would be like in heavy opposition out of anything right wing. I think Golduck is an eco-radicalist. Primate, we don't even have to discuss that. We don't have to discuss that. Arcanine. Arcanine. Another Pokemon that made that canonized a real world country in the Pokemon universe, and it has actually really good stats despite being a Gen 1 Pokemon. Very extraordinarily good stats, in fact. So we have to think about this one. So on the later generations, I think they just changed it to a legendary Pokemon in the East. A butch woman? That's a good point. Maybe Arcanine. Arcanine is a little bit of a butch lesbian, isn't she? Proud and Regal. Runs at 62,000 miles in a single day, and Night has captivated many people. Those are things that lesbians are known to do. Those are both things that lesbians love doing. Described in shines. No, it said she can run at an unbelievable speed, but it has like a base stat of 95. But it learns extreme speed. Sporty Butch. That's a good point. That is a very good point. It does run agilely, as if it were on using wings. Ancient, depicted in ancient picture scrolls. Running through prairies. I think every Pokedex entry just tells me this is just something a lesbian would do. So I think definitely in opposition. Yeah, Polygraph. Well, it does have poly in the name, but it's also very wrathful. It's literally poly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Is there such a thing as a MAGA polycule? It's the gay wrath. That's a good point. That is the gay. It's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good point. It's satanic. You gotta remember. That is true. There's an entire like sermon on YouTube where a pastor talks about Polyworld specifically and how it's satanic and bringing people to Satanism. Like being gay do crime. Yeah. You know, I think you're right. I think Polygraph has a Tumblr, like a 2018, 2016 style Tumblr, where, you know, we love her, but she posts outdated memes sometimes. You know, she still posts about string rumps and stuff like that. You know, we love her, but she's a bit behind the times when it comes to hip dank memes. Alakazam. Alakazam she's like 34. Yeah, she's gonna die in like 2 weeks. She's just very old. Alakazam. Alakazam, the entire line is based on a fraudulent magician that tried to con people by telling them he's like a psychic. He insisted he's not a magician, and that he's actually a psychic. And he's part of the reason that Project Stargate, I believe it was, started in the US, because he just convinced people that psychics are real. So I think Alakazam would be a grifter. I think he would know better. Definitely was a Gen 6. I'm thinking that too. I think Alakazam secretly has a lot of actually leftist value. Like, he knows that what he's doing is wrong, but he just doesn't care because of the money. Alakazam gives me like creepy uncle who says weird stuff to your younger sister at the family function. He does have that mustache, doesn't he? He does have that mustache, and he does have that pose. Yeah, but I also think he wouldn't have the backbone. He would be strong enough to go because of the strength of the psychic type, especially in Gen 1, and the good stats, but I don't think he'd actually put his back behind it. Crystal odds are all closet of magas. That's my take. That's a good point. That is a good point. I think Alakazam has like $200 tarot readings on TikTok. He's not actually committed. Yeah. He's probably cheating on his wife too. I don't think he's committed to anything. Machamp. Machamp is an ally. Machamp is a straight ally. You're gonna think I say mad, but no, I think Machamp is a lesbian. And you're a bad person because I think in fact Machamp's a wine mom. Machamp is a wine mom. And you guys thought, oh, Machamp, it's gonna be masculine. No, you're a bad person for thinking that. You're not woke enough if you think that. You're not woke enough if you don't think Machamp could be a lesbian wine mom. Or a straight ally wine mom. In fact. Either of those two. Victory Bell. I think I'm a bit biased. The Mega Evolution, it's very cool and plus sized. Victory Bell lures people into traps. That's a big thing with Victory Bell. Mega Evolution. Now you mention it, it does have like the botched Botox kind of look in the Mega Evolution. Now that you mention it. That's a good point, actually. That might change my mind in Victory Bell. Let's just double check on Victory Bell. My homophobic Christian co-worker is into fat fetish, so that is a very good lore drop that's gonna help us during this tier list. This is gonna help us during the tier list. Now, is it a feeder fetish, or is it just like into BBWs? What is straight on that? This might be important. This might be important to us later. It is a glut. It does have really good stat. It's both. Oh, that's gonna make things very complicated. That's gonna make things very difficult. Said to live in huge colonies deep in the jungles, or no one has ever returned from there. Lush prey with the sweet aroma of honey, swallowed whole, the prey melted in a day, bones and all. So I think maybe kind of a grifter, but in the sense that, not in the sense that he doesn't believe what she's saying. I think Victory Bell wholeheartedly believes it, but also whenever Victory Bell gets proven wrong, he just doesn't accept it. She's like, because she just wants to feel good about making money. She's like a grifter, but she wants to feel good about it. She doesn't want to feel like she's a grifter. But also, I think fat fetishism is complicated because like so many queer people have it too. That is true. That is true. I think that's actually an issue. I think there's an issue with supporting women equals fetishizing them within leftist spaces, including the queer community. And I think Victory Bell might fall into that trap. You know? Considering is a Pokemon that's known for trapping people, you know? So you have to think about that. I think this writes on whether or not we think Victory Bell is queer. Ooh, let's look at it. Okay. I think we have to look at the moveset to discern that. Lunge, Growth, Stun Spore, Leaf Storm, Toxic Spikes, Toxic Jab, Sleep Powder. What the fuck did I walk into? Jeez. Listen, this is an important political discussion. So, Reflect, knows Hyper Beam, Acid Spray, Knockoff, Swords Dance, Energy Ball. Ooh. This is not very colorful, is it? It's not very colorful. I'm seeing a lot of, it's kind of like that's just a huge. I was thinking about that. I think Victory Bell would maybe have some bad things to say, some very old things to say, but even if we put it up here, even if we put Victory Bell in the upper tiers, would we say that Victory Bell would go? Oh, do we think Victory Bell would simply endorse what happened on January 6th? A sophisticated battle of the minds. Exactly. Because I'm thinking Victory Bell's not an active type person. You know, Victory Bell, the whole deal is it lures other Pokemon into the picture, and then it eats them. It doesn't really do much on its own. So I think Victory Bell would endorse it, but I don't think Victory Bell would go. That is my take. Tentacruel. Tentacruel is another one where I maybe want to look at the moveset. Very high special defense. Victory Bell is repressed. Victory Bell is giving me that guy in the high school who called himself a trap, was edgy and line. Yeah, you know, I think Victory Bell has maybe like a bit of gender dysphoria. Just doesn't. Victory Bell just says stuff like, "Oh, I don't think anyone can change their gender," but you know, every man wants to be a girl secretly. But we just don't think about it. I think that's the kind of stuff Victory Bell might want to say. I think that's what Victory Bell might want to say. Literally, yeah. So you agree? Good. I'm not insane here. This is all very rational discussion. This is all good discussion on Fangala. Can you elaborate on Wine Mom? Okay, so Wine Mom is someone to me that holds left-leaning beliefs, but isn't really super concerned with deeper political issues like the concept of, I bring up fracking usually. I just fracking. Like that's just an example. You know, it doesn't know much about maybe like the scientific ramifications of global warming or whatever, but sincerely believes that I think like minorities. No, not for right wing husband who just ignores it. I'm thinking believes that minorities and stuff should be able to live freely and happily. And I think it's kind of it's a spectrum. So on one hand we have just believes people should live happily and doesn't appreciate any further opposition in that. And on the other hand, we have people who also think that everyone on like the right end of the spectrum, like conservative end of the spectrum, belongs dead. The music stopping when I said that was very fitting. Okay, so that's kind of my read on Wine Mom. Like, left leaning, but not like super educated on like economics or whatever. Okay, me. Okay, see. Now what? It's 80 tentacles to entrap its opponent inside a poisonous net. Now the number 8, that's very close to a dog whistle. That's very close to a dog whistle. I don't appreciate that. In fact, that number is brought up a lot. That number is brought up a lot. Likes to constrict prey and enemies. Ensnare and immobilizes prey. Can sting, can poison, can cause sharp and stabbing pain. Has large red orbs on its head. To me, White Mom is like a friend cis-het white mom who is nice but doesn't engage in politics at all. And she believes America has solved racism because there's no slavery anymore. And she's like, well, I don't hate gay people, but I just think gay people should... I don't think gay people should be in the children's shows and movies. That could also be part of the spectrum. Maybe, you know what? I think we should split up Wine Mom. We're gonna create another row above. Okay, but actually... Wine Mom... Good. Add a row below. Okay, well, I'm actually meant to add that down there, but whatever. So we have Wine Mom Good and Wine Mom Evil. So this is good. And up here we have Evil, and I'm gonna switch the colors out too. Here. And then we have this. Okay, so ignorant low-key. Ignorant in a sheltered white woman way. So we're gonna have to resize that. Again, match up an ally. Fable good. Wigglytuff. Wine Mom good. Wigglytuff is Wine Mom good. My perception is much clearer now. This is what we're here. We're here to enlighten people. This stream enlightens people. Both versions of Ninetales. I think we can leave both versions of Ninetales in Wine Mom Evil. Unless someone convinces me otherwise. So because of the she has live, laugh, love on her wall. But like if her son came up to her and was like, Mom, I think I might be gay. Might be a girl. She'd be like, honey, are you sure? Are you sure? And just getting confused. Yeah. Yeah, I think if she doesn't believe that bisexuals are real, like that's what Wine Mom Evil is to me. Wine Mom Good to me is like completely supportive, like fully supportive, like allies and stuff like that. That's what I think. That's what I think. So I think we should put Tentacruel and definitely win just because the red orbs. But there's a lot of 8s that I see here, and I don't appreciate that. I really don't appreciate that from Tentacruel. I think to get that checked out. Alolan, Golem, and Golem. That is very interesting. So Golem, to me, the vibes Golem gives to me is like a construction worker kind of guy. It's also the Megaton Pokemon. Rockhead, sturdy, sand veil ability. Good stats, very min-max stats, but very good stats. Aunt Golem's Jewish. That is true, but there are a lot of There are MAGA Jews, okay? That's MAGA. That's not put people in a box. Yeah, there are MAGA Jews. There are MAGA Jews. That's obviously MAGA leftists, but you know. Now we have to think. I think a lowland golem. Oof. A lowland golem, I think, gives me more leftist vibes than like Cantonian golem because I don't know. It's one is like friendly construction worker, the other is like mean construction worker. Yeah, I was just like, are we deciding if they're MAGA Jews? Definitely, definitely. So I think there's a dichotomy here. I think one is a MAGA Jew, the other one is just like it's a left-leaning Jew. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Wine Mom good for one of them. It shoots large rocks that charge with electricity. Tremendous electric shocks are flung out across the whole area of impact. So maybe a bit of a tech bro. It uses magnetism to accelerate and fire off rocks tinged with electricity. Even if it doesn't score a direct hit, the jolt of electricity will do the job. Because it can fire boulders at a rapid pace, it's been known to seize nearby Geodude and fire them from its back. It's grumpy and it's stubborn. If you upset it, it discharges electricity from the surface of its body and growls with a voice like thunder. Poof. That sounds... I think that sounds pretty... I mean, abusing it's giving Zion, maybe. Abusing... Yeah, but you have to think. Not just grumpy and stubborn, but also it's used... If it doesn't have any rocks, it's known to seize nearby Geodude and fire them from its back. It's taking the little man and abusing it. Abusing it for her own power. That's what we have to consider here. That's what we have to consider. So I think because of the abuse of power, I think went. I think I have to say went for a lowland golem. A lowland golem. That's a very good. That's a cool name to say. It's using someone else to gain power in a situation. Exactly. This is MAGA Zionism. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. I think a lowland golem has some bad takes about food too. I think a lowland golem would say, I bought some Israeli falafel and stuff like that. I think he'd be kind of a cultural colonizer. Once it sheds its skin, its body turns tender and whitish. It hardens while exposed to air. It sheds its skin once a year. So we're already getting skincare. Cantonian golem really like skincare. Is what I'm getting here. Lives up in the mountains. If there's a large earthquake, these Pokemon will come rolling down off the mountains en masse into the foothills below. So also refugees. It's using whitening cream. Well, maybe there's some inner. Oh yeah, maybe there's some inner shame. Maybe it's fear of persecution though. Maybe it's afraid of being persecuted. Enclosed in a hard shell that is rugged as slabs of rock, it sheds skin once a year to grow larger. So I think Golem is like a co-worker type, where he just goes along with what the others say. It's giving me like, no, I'm one of the good ones. You think so? I think so. The way I'm reading it is like Golem is afraid. Oh, it can get best viewers, says Joe's the man. That doesn't have anything to do with cool Pokemon discussion. That's where you're banned forever. They're all trying to invade the stream. So just for that, I think Golem set that up. So I think Golem is also up here. I think we have to put both Golems up here. And that hurts me because I like Golem. I truly like Golem. Ponyta, trans woman, opposition. Sorry, that's Rapidash. That's Rapidash. Sorry. It's Fairy Rapidash. So what do we do with normal Rapidash? What do we do with Cantonian Rapidash? That's not the Galarian one. Literally, look, the other one is just like, okay, well, they're both unicorns. Yeah, way to go off topic, Joey. Clap. See the unicorns. And if you don't know, a unicorn is a term for a bisexual woman that is into threesomes. In the queer community. That is what's called a unicorn. I think she's like a tomboy. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Maybe one is like girly girl. The other is like a tomboy. Red Warrior Cats as a kid. Oh, that's such a good read. That's such a good read, though. Yeah, I'm thinking opposition. If not, well, yeah, no. I'll take it. I was thinking like maybe Wine Mom good, but Slowbro. Slowbro is very interesting because I don't think we can say opposite. Slowbro is known for not being super intelligent. But that doesn't mean that he's evil. Fat, lazy T-boy? Very possible. Very possible. It's a good read to the T-boy. Maybe like, yeah. That's a good idea. But let's look at the facts. It has a shell that attached to it. It's got it's got a little roommate. It's got a little roommate attached to it. That's why one of the popular facts about it. Has a tasty tail. Does not have the ability to feel pain because of shell's poison. Ooh. So I think we're gonna have to put Slowbro into Wine Mom evil. Not intentional. Not intentional evil. But I think Slowbro is just... I think Slowbro has a lot of uninformed... It just doesn't do enough. It just doesn't inform himself enough. And it's weaponized incompetence. I think it's weaponized incompetence. That's my read of Slowbro. I'm sorry. That is my read of default Slowbro. Maybe Galarian Slowbro can convince us otherwise. Let's see what Galarian Slowbro has to say. A shell that bites set off a chemical reaction with the species it has Slowbro, causing the Slowbro to become poison type. Pokemon squeeze the tongue of a shell that bite again. Okay, interesting. That tells us nothing. You will go into the same tier. Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is kind of special in the first generations. Let me take a swig of water. Because this might be intense. Oh, I received a message. I don't know what that means. I just received something mysterious. I just received a mysterious message and I don't know what it means. Farfetch'd. That's another Pokemon I don't really use. Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is special because you can only get it through a trade in Gen 1. And then in Gen 2, it's a normal encounter. So Farfetch'd was originally kind of a gimmick Pokemon. Little swords. I don't know. Farfetch'd is kind of like a little gay boy. So I think it's very flamboyant. Dodorio, Punk, getting up here. Dugong, Wine Mom, good. No questions. Muck. Both versions of Muck. Literal waste. Okay. Muck is literal sludge. It is literal sludge. That's caused by pollution. It feeds off pollution. It's happier when there's pollution. The worse the environment, the better Muck is doing. So Muck is definitely up here. Both versions of Muck are definitely like up here. Farfetch'd is a white knight though. Well, Surfetch'd, yeah. Surfetch'd is a white knight, but the T-man, the Transmask reading, I think is more accurate. He doesn't seem like a guy that owns like a katana and it's very insistent on having a katana. That's not what it reads like to me. That's not what it reads like to me at all. I think... And which he could be a real knight. Yeah. I think Surfetch'd has D&D games every Sunday, and that tells us enough. That's enough. Surfetch'd like he played Soul Calibur as a kid and secret changed his brain chemistry. Maybe a bit of Fire Emblem even. Maybe a bit of Fire Emblem, but like not in the bad way. Not in the evil way, if you know what I'm saying. Next up, we have Cloyster. Cloyster looks like... Many people say Cloyster looks like a vagina. Yeah. Opposition. It's a woman. What can I say? It's like that. It's a symbol for feminine power. Gengar. You know Gengar didn't go any... Gengar didn't do any of that. I think... Okay, Gengar would have gone to vaginal Magus got a pussy. Yeah, maybe. I was a Volda main, so no comment. Okay, here. The thing of Gengar... Gengar does not hold any right-wing beliefs. But Gengar based, Voldo is peak. Here's the thing with Gengar. I think Gengar went to January 6th, but not because he was genuine. I think he went there to make like TikToks where he interviews people just to fuck with them. I think he would go there to troll people. Is what I think Gengar would do. So I think Gengar, we should have a new category for Gengar. We add a row above. And we're gonna call it went, but as a joke. Or like went, but only to troll people. I think we should change the color to maybe like white. Yeah, because that's more relatable. I think it to me it's like an edgy centrist guy who queer people like way too much. Yeah, Gengar is an e-boy. Gengar is not an e-boy. Gengar is used by e-boys. Gengar is not an e-boy himself. Come on. I think Gengar went to troll people to be edgy. I think Gengar would also be like... Gengar would also be like one of those... You know, he would be part of the right-wing pipeline. And they'll get mad if someone points out, like, they're actually not a good person, like Jay Schlatt's like... I don't know if did Jay Schlatt do anything? I agree, he's an e-boy. Oh yeah, no, Jay Schlatt. Oh no, okay, never mind. I know he said some bad things. Okay, yeah, maybe. That's mayhaps the rate you can get on that. Maybe. Next we have Hypno. Hypno gets a bad rep. It honestly deserved. But I don't think his bitch ass went. Kingler. Kingler is... Well, Kingler is a king. Okay, I think Kingler's kind of wine mom? Drag king? Butch? That's a good one. I don't know. Kingler is kind of a drag king, isn't he? She. Well, it depends. I don't know what Kingler wants to be called. That's up to Kingler to tell me. Very powerful claws, I mean. Very good attack stat for Gen 1. Incredible attack stat for Gen 1. Kingler don't give a fuck. Kingler. Oversized class, very powerful. 10,000 horsepower strength. Kingler just cares about having a claw. Literally, all of these interests are just about how he's a cool claw. That's very heavy. So I think... I think not caring, but like maybe... well, the Butch thing convinced me. Actually, like the drag king angle I like. I think that kind of convinced me. Now that you gave me that beret, I cannot see it. Ooh, Electrode. See, Electrode to me, Rich Drag King who does competitive arm wrestling, very specific but very fitting. No, okay. Voltorb is a tech king of anger issues. Tech bro of anger issues. Electrode is much happier. Electrode is smiling, and notice how the red, like, Voltorb has like a red head, right? The top of Voltorb is red. And Electrode's head is white. It's white. So what I'm thinking is that Electrode is someone who used to be in the right wing, kind of in the right wing ecosystem during the Voltop phase, and then shook it off when he grew. Bald ginger guy with a beard. Maybe. Maybe. However, my stance, I firmly stand that Electrode, he still had the red that's remaining is a symbol of his consistent. He still has some bad internalized like views, but he's learning to remove them. He's learning to shake them off. I think Electrode is a guy on the right path, and that's why I think we can put Electrode in opposition. Wine Mom evil? You have to convince me. You'd have to convince me Electrode's of Wine Mom evil. I'm not opposed to the idea directly, but we can think about it. He could become a Wine Mom good. Yeah, maybe not direct opposite, but maybe Wine Mom. Maybe one of the Wine Mom. Maybe one of the Wine Moms. Yeah, maybe Wine Mom evil. Maybe Wine Mom evil. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there until until one of us comes up with something else. Okay, I'm gonna take another sip of my water. Executor. Palm tree. Big on environment. Kind of a stoner, honestly. Opposition, I think. I mean, he's a literal fruit. He's a coconut. A coconut's a fruit. A coconut is a fruit, I think. He's a grumbler. Maybe. Stoner grumbler. But, okay. But Marowak. Marowak is a proud single mom. Both Marowaks are proud single moms, so we know where we put him. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Definitely. I think one of them is good. Or one of them is Wine Mom good and the other Wine Mom evil. And let me explain. I think they both have very differing opinions on Andrew Tate. Okay, hear me out. Okay, I'll heal you out. I heal you out, Galavalor. I'll heal you out. I hear you out. But I need to figure out which one of them has the worst views. This is very difficult. Truly. Because Hitmonlee loves kicking people. As we can discern. Hitmonlee is based off of Bruce Lee. Indeed. Hitmonchan's like a powerful young woman. Maybe. I am still trying to hear Galavalor out before I make a big statement. Hitmonlee is wearing eyeliner. We're having so many ideas here, and you think? Well, yeah, maybe it's just a lot of makeup around the eyes, maybe. And you know, it's kind of like the whole pussy is visible here. Proudly just shredding it. Hitmonlee was very left-leaning. I mean, Bruce Lee was very left-leaning. Hey, yeah, what I'm hearing here is Hitmonlee opposition. Hitmonlee definitely the opposition. Bruce Lee. Yeah, I figured you meant Bruce Lee. But Hitmonchan, though? Are we thinking Hitmonchan is an empowered young woman? Maybe? But there are a lot of, like, MAGA women in sports, you know? There's a lot of MAGA women in sports. Is what we can't forget. I think Hitmonchan would be a little bit transphobic. Because something we have to remember about Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Hitmonchan specifically was not very good in Gen 1 because the physical... it was not very good until Gen 4 because the physical special split wasn't introduced yet. And that's the thing. Physical special split means that there are moves that are specifically physical and moves that are specifically special moves. Before Gen 4, what happened is that moves of a certain type, like fire, ice, electric, were all considered like special moves, and moves that fell into the normal rock fighting categories. Those were all physical moves. Those were all physical moves. So, and Hitmonlee's main thing is that it learned all the elemental punches, like Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, yada yada. But because this was special, I think that Hitmonchan just missed out on being viable. Hitmonchan was considered very bad. Is Hitmonchan likely to start a writing podcast because she lost her Transformer? See, I don't even think Hitmonchan would have lost her Transformer. Hitmonchan would just be constantly losing in general. And then, even though it never fought a Transformer, it's still going to be very loud about Transformer and like just pretend that she lost against a Transformer, even though like she never even fought one. I think is what would happen. Hitmonchan is like an Asian American woman who's been in boxing classes since she was young, and now she posts inspiring content on Instagram and YouTube shorts about how Asian women aren't weak. But then like it comes out kind of turkey industry this point. Yeah. I'm getting tough vibes from Hitmonchan. I'm definitely getting tough because like Hitmonchan always kind of missed the chance on being viable competitively. Because the second the elemental punches actually became something that she could viably use, and she became something that could actually compete in any way, shape, or form, she was already old news. Her stat total was too bad, and she couldn't really fight at all. She couldn't really fight anyone at all. And she just kind of stunk. Like, I think she's just constantly bad at everything regarding the sport. But then she'd like use that to grift. So I think didn't go but endorsed it. That's what I'm thinking. If not, Wine Mom Evil maybe. Like something between didn't go but endorsed it and Wine Mom Evil. I think that's what we can put it. Ooh, Wheezing is up next. Okay. So both forms of Wheezing, I think we know where we put that. Big evil businessman. Oh, sorry, didn't go but endorsed it, and this Wheezing is like a working class guy that went. I think this Wheezing went. Shanzi, Wine Mom good, no question. Kangaskhan, Wine Mom good, very attentive mother, very loving. Maybe we have a helicopter parent even, but you know, still good. Seaking. Seaking is a very underappreciated Pokemon despite being a cool koi fish thing. Had Waterfall in Gen 1, was the only Pokemon in Gen 1 to learn Waterfall at the time. It was supposed to be its special move. But apparently from what I'm reading here, it's a very gendered society where Seaking are like the leaders, the breadwinners, the male Seaking, and the women have to stay at home. So Seaking has very traditionalist values. Seaking is very traditional. I'm so happy you got the Pokemon flavor of autism. This is so entertaining. Thank you. This is very important political discussion. I'm playing this stream in front of millions of people in the Madison Square Garden next January 6th. It's just a preparation. Okay, so we're putting Seaking went. Seaking totally went. Starmie. Starmie is a purple star gay. What does that mean? You're gonna figure it out. But Starmie opposed. Mr. Mime looks a little creepy, but you know, people judge Mr. Mime for his looks. People judge Mr. Mime because he's a funny tap dancer and everything. But in reality, what did he do? He just puts up little walls. He's just silly. He's just nice. And I think secretly Mr. Mime would wanna kill some people. I think Mr. Mime is Wine Mom good. Jinx is Wine Mom. Wait. The music stopped. Jinx, Wine Mom good? Or Jinx, Wine Mom bad? He's a pet to single MILFs. Krongla again. Okay. Jinx, Wine Mom good? Oh yeah, puts up... No, you're right. No, you're right. Oh, shit. You're right. I think Mr. Mime would. Oh, no. Oh, shit. No. Oh, god damn it. You got me. You got me. Oh, no, my god. You got. I think we just. Mr. Mime needs to put out a statement. Oh, my god. Oh, no. But are we thinking Jinx? Okay, but Jinx Wine Mom good or Jinx Wine Mom bad? I think Jinx Pokedex entries mainly. Well, Jinx actually used to do blackface. Let's not forget that. Jinx was caught doing blackface in Gen 1, and they had to like remove a bunch of shit. Cause Jinx was caught doing like a bunch of bad shit. Jinx is very culturally insensitive, and I think because of the backlash, Jinx started harboring some resentment against left-leaning political groups. That's what I think happened with Jinx. Jinx started holding some evil resentments towards left-wing groups because she got thrown under the bus too hard, and got rightfully got backlash, but she just couldn't handle the criticism. So now she just has to take just everything to her is like everything left her is like evil. So I'm thinking Wine Mom evil. Also, I need to take. Oh, yes, I need to get another book. Talking so much. My mouth is getting dry. My mouth is getting dry. Pinsir. I think Pinsir, she's a strong lesbian ally. Pinsir is opposition. Pinsir is, I think, is definitely opposition. Tauros. Very, again, strong, like, butch vibes, kinda. So I'm thinking opposition. Gyarados. I think she's changed her ways and doesn't publicly do intolerant things anymore, but secretly still thinks it wasn't a big deal, and those pesky minorities were overreacting, even though she was doing literal blackface. She's like Shane. Yeah, like Shane Dawson. That's a good. I was thinking like maybe like Nicki Minaj-ish, where it's like at some point she just like snaps and becomes more evil. But Shane Dawson, I think, is a better comparison. I think Jinx is the type of person to not know where the country Peru is. I think that's the read I'm getting. Jinx is giving Bob's energy, yeah. So I think that's still Wine Mom evil. Wine Mom evil. Gyarados. Also, I gotta go watch a movie with my wife. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Lawrence. Bye-bye. Now, Gyarados. I'm sad you have to go watch a movie and miss out on Kino, but whatever. Gyarados. Anger issues. Phallic symbol. I'm thinking... yeah, went. I think Lapras is a beautiful trans woman. Lapras is good. Actually, Lapras is a good wine mom. Good wine mom. Ditto just watches everyone, just does what everyone else does. I think it just depends. I think Ditto is just like a little copy. Ditto doesn't have anything of its own. I'm thinking Wine Mom. Like, it's went. I think went. I'm sorry. I think Ditto saw someone go in their near facility, in the near vicinity, and then they were like, oh yeah, I should do that. I should go too. The Evolutions. There are still so many to go. Oh my god. The Evolutions. Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon. Ditto is performative? Yeah, definitely. Well, performative is a good point. Yeah, maybe. But in what direction, though? Are we thinking Ditto is performative right, or Ditto is performative left? What are we thinking on that? But Vaporeon. Vaporeon is, literally a blue. It's literally blue. I'm thinking wine, because it has a lot to do with liquids. It loves changing color for liquids. So I think Wine Mom, but I think Wine Mom good. Jolteon. Again, very punky, lots of spikes. Jolteon is in the opposition. Flareon loves posting inflammatory statements online. Loves trolling, so I think it's also just went to. But I don't think Flareon would be very good at it. Actually, I don't think we can put Flareon in the tier. I'm sorry. I think Flareon red. I think Flareon red. Literally red. Literally a red thing. Literally red Pokemon. Omastar. Omastar. I don't think Omastar would do anyone any harm. I think Omastar is just such a nice little thingy. Again, has a little mohawk. Has little spikes on its head. Such a kind little guy. Kabutops. See, Kabutops is like a weeaboo. I think Kabutops has a katana collection and really wants everyone to know that he has a katana collection. Like, he's so insistent that he mastered the blade while everyone else is a plebeian. He thinks he can kill everyone at the bus station. So I'm thinking Kabutops didn't go but endorsed it. Kabutops talks about how he totally would have gone if he but he just, there was just something, he just had something to do that day. He had something else, he just had to study the blade on that day, I think. Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl's another one that I never really get the chance to use ever. Aerodactyl, shrieking high-pitched cries, kind of like the epic screaming lib meme from 2016. I think Aerodactyl would be what's used in YouTube thumbnails for the next 10 years by like MAGA grifters, where it's like, the liberals are outraged over this anti-woke movie. And I think that's where Aerodactyl would fall. And I just think Aerodactyl would just be the face of liberalism because they have a freeze frame of Aerodactyl screaming. That's what I think that would be. Snorlax, Wine Mom good, no discussion. The legendary birds. The legendary birds. So here's something about Moltres. I'm going to skip past the other birds for a second and just directly talk about Moltres. What is interesting about Moltres? Moltres moveset. Let's look at the Gen 1 moveset of Moltres, okay? Wait, moves learned, Generation 1. Do you notice anything? At level 51, it learns the move Leo. Now, what does Articuno learn at level 51 in Gen 1? Oh, it learns Blizzard. Can you guess what Zapdos learns at level 51? Can you guess? Oh, look. It learns Thunder. Notice how they're all learning these strong, not 100% hit chance, but very powerful all-out moves of their respective types. But for some reason, Moltres just learns Leer. And that is actually very interesting because Leer, okay, in Pokemon, every single move has a number assigned to it, a number value. And every single Pokemon learns these moves. Like, imagine that. I thought about that too. I thought about that god-awful fucking song too. But every single move is assigned to a number. And Pokemon, they in the coding, what says like, oh, at level 40, it learns move 64 or whatever. That's also why TMs are numbered, like TM 70 and stuff. So, the Pokedex, sorry, not the Pokedex, in the coding of Gen 1, the move number that Leah is one number off from Flame Blast. Which is most likely what happened is that the reason that Moltres sucks is that someone coded in a number off by 1. Like someone just typed in the wrong number by accident and ended up on like a number lower or higher. And now Moltres has like has a move that any Pokemon learns at like level 1. Like something terrible that it can't even really lose because it doesn't really do physical attacks much. So Gen 1 Moltres was slighted in a very bad way by the system. And then as time went on, it just kept fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And now it's Zapdos. It's like it's Nepo baby Zapdos. Zapdos is very important because Zapdos has been competitively viable forever. Moltres has become competitively viable throughout time and just continuous effort. Zapdos is a king because he managed to hold his position no matter what. Moltres is a king because Moltres managed to work his way up from nothing and end up at the top. He has a great ability and everything. So Moltres got slighted by the system and worked his way up. So I think he'd resent the upper class. While Zapdos, despite still having the effort of fighting, just having put in a lot of effort to fight for its place, would still be just intensely privileged deep inside. So Zapdos, I think, went. Articuno, wine mom, but evil. Very cold shoulder, very elegant, very beautiful, but doesn't really put enough time into listening to others. Doesn't really put enough time into listening to others, and it's not very viable now. In fact, it's never been very viable because ice typing is just not considered very good. Articuno doesn't learn a lot of good moves, so Articuno is a little bit jaded, I think. A little bit jaded. Dragonite. Dragonite is a friendly, big-nosed dragon that loves to hang out with people and eat Cheerios and crackers and cheese. Wine Mom, good. Mewtwo. Mewtwo is like, you'd think it's mega. You'd think Mewtwo is like a mega Pokemon, but it was. Here's the thing: Mewtwo has Kanye West type politics, I think, where they're just not very consistent at all. I think Mewtwo has the politics of like a serial killer. Mewtwo would shoot a president of the same political branch that he's registered in. I think it is what Mewtwo would be. Mewtwo is just insane. So I think Mewtwo is a wild card here. And just because you would expect him to go, I think he would not go. I think that'd be some weird reason he would not go. Even though he was created in a lab and he hates scientists and he made these statements about not trusting Dr. Fauci. Now, I would still say opposition. Mew also, but for better reasons. But for better reasons. And this means that we've officially passed Generation 1 of Pokemon. It only took us 90 minutes. Now we can get on to Generation 2. Meganium. Beautiful woman. I love you, Meganium. Meganium is in the opposition. Meganium is in the opposition. Typhlosion. Now, I wanna remove all the Typhlosion jokes that I know some of y'all have in your head right now. I wanna remove all of that. Don't even think about that. What concerns me about Typhlosion? I accidentally hit my soundboard. What concerns me about Typhlosion is honestly the anger issues. Honestly, that its signature move is Eruption, and that its main thing is having a Choice Scarf and just running in and blasting everything. And then the second he kind of like starts losing steam, he just. What I'm saying is, Typhlosion is not reliable. I think Typhlosion is unreliable. And I don't think Typhlosion has solid values. So I think Typhlosion didn't go, but Typhlosion endorsed it. Typhlosion has some leftist values, though. Again, I think it's a lot of inconsistencies with Typhlosion. But I think Typhlosion, the thing Typhlosion is, it's just very performative. Typhlosion doesn't actually care about anything. Typhlosion has never gone to a protest or whatever. Typhlosion is just Typhlosion. Feraligatr, though, For alligator, I think for alligator wins. I'm sorry. I love for alligator, but I think for alligator wins. Again, it's another red top, Florida type. It's a crocodile. It's an alligator. Throw it. Throw it would never. Come on. Noctowl. Noctowl is like a debate, bro. Noctowl loves getting in debates. Online. I'm thinking of it like I think of him like a Destiny type, where it's not like he's not like a leftist, but he's definitely anti-MAGA. He was definitely anti January 6th. So direct opposition. Ledian. Ledian is a Pokemon that was slighted. The viability Ledian, I've said this on like multiple streams before on multiple occasions. Ledian is the weakest Pokemon competitively of all time. It's the only fully evolved Pokemon, I think, that you can say is weaker than weaker than Parasect. The only one. The only Pokemon that has truly not a single niche to its name. And I think that kind of started sitting on Ledian. I think Ledian became a nerd, but like the resentful type of nerd. Ledian thinks it's owed greatness. Ledian thinks she's owed greatness, but she's not. She's not. Ledian is just a very, very upsetting case. Very upsetting case. Didn't go because Ledian's become... I mean, she's a basement dweller, but she endorsed it. Ariados. Ariados, another punk. Same with Crobat. Definitely opposition. Blasting through Gen 2. Blasting through Gen 2. Gen 2 is... We have less work with Gen 2, I will say. Way less, because it's only 100 Pokemon in Gen 2. But Lantern. Lantern. Very happy. Just loves absorbing electricity, loves illuminating the way, has very interesting because it has the ability to Volt Absorb and Water Absorb, which means that when you have a Lantern, it can have 1 out of 2 possible immunities, and it becomes a little bit of a guessing game as to which one it is, which makes it kind of a wild card. So that's very interesting. Named the deep sea star. That's an intense one. Ooh. You know, it's called the Deep Sea Star. It's very cunty. So I think Lantern is, yay. So the opposition. Not to say that gay people not to say that every gay person is like anti-MAGA. I know there's MAGA gays, but I just don't think Lantern is one of them. Xatu. People are gonna be like, oh, Xatu's an immigrant. I don't think Xatu's an immigrant. I think Xatu is low-key into Asian fetishization. I think Xatu is like an Ollie London type. So I think didn't go, but endorsed it. Now, Ampharos. Ampharos, another just very kind being, just very, very happy. But I don't think I think I'm a little bit airheaded. Now I invested into politics. Wine Mom good. I'm thinking Wine Mom good. Bellossom. Literally. Primer for life. Happy as hell. Wearing a beautiful dress. Hula dancer. Bellossom is in the opposition. Azumarill. Also, I'm thinking Azumarill, Wine Mom good. I'm thinking good Wine Mom. Hard to elaborate, but just like looking at Azumarill, it's just like, does not give the vibes of someone like super intelligent. Also, let's not forget, ability of Azumarill is huge power. The main thing to do with Azumarill is like just belly drumming and then using huge power. It's also a fairy type, so it's a little bit fruity. So I think Wine Mom good. Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo, again, it's another very performative Pokemon. But in this case, I think Sudowoodo would have endorsed it. I think Sudowoodo, just kind of, it's hard to explain. Sudowoodo is a lot more, well, okay, here's what I say. Sudowoodo is a very old Pokemon, Gen 2 in fact. I think Sudowoodo was doing, in the early 2000s, it was in these movies where the joke was that a man is wearing a dress. And then in hindsight, you go, oh, he's actually transphobic. But now Sudowoodo is trying to defend his legacy. And he's saying that transphobia isn't real and stuff like that. So I think Sudowoodo is not like full on right wing. But I think transphobia made it just pushed Sudowoodo into MAGAism. I think is what's going on here. I'm getting tired. I'm getting more tired. But I'm not going... We're on Gen 2. I don't care. I don't care. I will do all of this. I don't care if it's gonna be like 2 a.m. by the time I'm finished. I'm just gonna keep going. I will keep going. I don't care. We're doing all of this in one night. Maybe I should have started earlier. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know anymore. We're gonna be here for a while. We are gonna be here for a while. Politoed. Politoed is a wine mom. Politoed is a wine mom, but in the good kind, where... I mean, we had Poliwrath earlier. Poliwrath, we know it's gay Wrath. Politoed is gay joy. Actually, let's put it Poliwrath. You're going in opposition. You're going in opposition. You know, you're gay joy. Everyone's gay Wrath. Yeah, this is gay joy. You're also 34, but, you know, and you're very unfunny on Tumblr, but you have a good heart. And that's what matters. Jumpluff. Jumpluff's main thing, it's that it's very light and gets pushed around all the time. I think Jumpluff is a trans woman. So Jumpluff is going in here. Jumpluff is going into the opposition. Sunflora. Wine Mom, obviously, we have to, let's look at Dex entries. Let's look at the Dex entries of Sunflora. Early bird, special attack's actually pretty high. Has chlorophyll, even though it has a 30 base stat total. So you definitely want to go solar power normally, unless you're playing Rant Bats, in which Sunflora is just a fucking monster. Definitely puts ship buckets on the head. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, she's crazy. We love her. Oh wait, sunflower would do that because it's like sunflower oil is put into chips. So sunflower would love chips, I think. Just like how humans love human piss. It converts sunlight into energy in the darkness after sunset. It closes its petals and becomes still. So the thing with the moveset, let's look at the moveset. I can tell you right now, Sunflora has a very colorful moveset. Sunflora has extremely good coverage in the later gens. Look at, okay, so here is just grass types normally. Egg moves, but then you look at everything else it can learn. And it's looking a lot more powerful. Like you have Earth Power, you have Weather Ball down here, which means it can also use fire attacks when sun is up, which may really the main point. It can Sludge Bomb, it can Dazzling Gleam, it can Rain Dance. I mean, this is good. It can Curse even, it can use Curse, can you believe that? Sunflora can use Curse? Even though literally neither of the stats benefit Sunflora in any way, so you never see it run, it can still learn Curse. Sunflora is just open for anything. She's lovely. I think she's gay, but I don't think she's like very well informed. I think Sunflora is just like gay and uninformed and happy. Literally gay. Literally gay. Quagsire. Now, the word sire implies it's royalty. A lot of people don't want to accept this, but I think Quagsire is a landlord. So we put Quagsire in went to January 6th. Now, a lot of people don't want to listen to that. A lot of people, this is going to cause a lot of drama. A lot of drama is going to be caused by that, but it's true. Espion. Espion. Espion Umbreon. The new evolutions of this generation. Whew. So what would we do with that? What would we do with the new evolutions? Espion. Now I need to look at the entry. I need to look at the Pokédex entry for Espion just to be sure. Sun Pokemon. Very good stats, obviously. Extremely loyal to its trainer. It considers to be worthy. It's said that this Pokemon developed its precognitive powers to protect its trainer from harm. It can instantaneously sense its opponent's movements by feeling currents with its fine fur. Unleashes psychic powers from the orb on its forehead. A lot of orbs today. A lot of orbs are very relevant in Pokemon. We have to remember the orb relevance. It's to have the look and feel of Velvet. The orb on its forehead glows when it uses Psycho Power. The tip of its forked tail quivers when it's predicting its opponent's next move. Oh, it can predict the weather. Oh. Well, if it can predict the weather, that's definitely liberal. That's definitely something that people on the left do. That's the thing. That's the thing. Now we have to look at Umbreon. Umbreon is more of a staller than Espeon. Espeon is like a sweeper, and Umbreon is a staller. Now, Umbreon learns Toxic and such, and has a pretty good defense stat. Actually, very good defense stat, and very good special defense. But lacking in the offensive department and the speed department. Okay health, though. Still, Umbreon is very powerful. Has glowing rings. In the night of a full moon, when it gets excited, the ring patterns on its body glow yellow. Umbreon evolved as a result of exposure to the moon's waves. It hides silently in darkness and waits for its foes to make a move. The rings on its body glow when it leaps to attack. When darkness falls, the rings on its body begin to glow, striking fear in the hearts of anyone nearby. So I think Umbreon's like a punk. Again, it's just the vibes I'm getting. Slowking. Can you believe Slowking is Generation 2? A lot of people love to forget it. A lot of people love to forget Slowking. That's a thing. Galarian Slowking, not so much, but normal Slowking is, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know it's a Gen 2 Pokemon, but they didn't let you hold items in Gen 1, so I mean it had to be. It had to be the case. Being bitten by Shelda gave it intelligence. Okay, so Slowking is like hyper intelligent compared to Slowbro. So I think we definitely have to. I think direct opposition. You're not gonna put it in Wine Mom Evil, but we will have to say direct opposition. Unknown. Uses the Latin alphabet. Goes after the Latin alphabet, so it's very Western. I don't think Unknown is tolerant of foreign people that speak different languages and such. I think Unknown would complain about Spanish couples on the bus. So we put Unknown and went to January 6th. Wobbuffet. It's Wobbuffet. It's Wobbuffet. It's Wine Mom. Wine Mom good. It's Wobbuffet. Girafarig. Ooh. Girafarig is. I'm getting so tired, if you guys couldn't tell. Girafarig is a Pokemon that is not very relevant in any way, shape, or form, even after the little bonus it got in Gen 9 where it became Giraffe. It got a little evolution that also does not look very interesting. But, you know, we have Giraffe now. It's time to snooze. You say that? But what if I didn't? I'm thinking, what if I continue this tomorrow? But also I'm thinking, what if I just tank it? What if I just tank it? It would be really fucking funny if I just tanked it. But I'm not sure if I should. I like that the music stops to give me dramatic effect. I like that the music stops to give me dramatic effect there. I should have started earlier. Well, I can go for like another 7 minutes. I'll go for like another 10 minutes and then I'll decide. Because I wanted to do it all night. But it's like a daunting task. I thought this would take like a maximum of 4 hours. But we're 2 hours in. We're almost 2 hours in. And we're still not through Gen 2. And I really tried, I tried blasting through Gen 2. And I do want to have the thoughtful discussions that I don't think I'll be able to have if I'm too sleep deprived. That's the thing. That's the issue. That's the hutch. That's the sitch. But Girafarig's whole deal is that the tail also has a brain that can bite people. This again is something that I cannot say has much political value. I can't say Girafarig knows much about politics. I also can't say Girafarig knows much about empathy, considering that its tail is very snappy. So, I think evil. Wine Mom, evil. Fortress! Fortress likes to be protected. As long as it's not burning, it's fine. Fortress just likes to hang out, set up some spikes maybe. Maybe spin around. Likes to chill in pine trees. Likes to be surrounded by layups. I don't know. There really is nothing you can say about Farad. Well, Farad just hung out with Brock. Farad just hung out with Brock. We can say that. Farad just liked being around Brock. Who is in the anime he did that. In the anime. Not the games. Only the anime. And I think that's some inherent tolerance on Farad's part. Sorry, Farad's part. In the German version, it's called Farad's, I believe. I don't remember. I'm getting my names mixed up because I'm getting tired. Dunsparce. Dunsparce is known for using luck to get its way. It's kind of a bum. I think, again, it's like a D&D... Like a nerd that got radicalized. I think that's the read I'm getting on Dunsparce. Dunsparce plays D&D on Sundays, but like in a bad way. In the way that he wants to just he watches Asmongold. The Fangs games have gone too woke. That's the reading I got in Dunsparce. I think Dunsparce is an anti-woke gamer. Steelix. Steelix. What can we say about Steelix? What do we know about Steelix? We know it has Mega Evolution that looks... I mean, people forget about it. It's very forgettable Mega Evolution. But it gains some pounds. Oh my god. The sleepy's taking over... Maybe getting up at 3 AM this morning. I've been up for like 20 hours. Damn, that's base Steelix has 200 defense? Wow. That's pretty good, even though none of the other stats are great. You can put up a good fight, Steelix. So it eats soil because it's like a worm snake thing. And it digs through the ground. It digs through the ground by just eating it like a worm. So Steelix just eats minerals and such. So I think he'd have some strong opinions on fracking and other environmentalists, like other things that are environmentalists. I don't think he'd want any liquid in his environment. So I think opposition. I think Steelix is very it's a member of the Democratic Party because of ecological reasons. But he doesn't share a lot of the other. He doesn't share a lot of the views in like the LGBT community and whatever. I think he truly doesn't give a shit. Actually, he does have eyeliner, doesn't he? He's never one of these Pokemon with eyeliner. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. Steelix is a queen. She's amazing. I love you, Steelix. Snubble and Granbull. Granbull is such a turf. Are you kidding me? Granbull loves J.K. Rowling. Granbull is like the biggest J.K. Rowling stan ever. Quillfish, it's another case of botched surgery in Tel Aviv is what happened here. So but I think this case actually like went. Oh, yeah, just like a lot in person. Went to Jan 6. Sizer. Sizer is all red. Sizer is all in on the MAGA shit. Sizer loves MAGA. Sizer is so far up MAGA's ass. Sizer is like... Sizer, she claims to be a punk, but she's not. Like, she claims to be a MAGA punk. That's what Sizer is. And Sizer definitely went to Jan 6 and somehow didn't get arrested. That's what Sizer did. Shuckle. Shuckle is just sweet and likes hiding in rocks. Another nerd, but like a leftist. He's the Scott the Woz of Pokemon. That's what Shuckle is to me. That's what Shuckle means. Heracross, heroic, straight ally. She's great. I love you. I love you, Heracross. Ursaring. Concerned father. Concerned in the wrong way. When I say concerned father, I mean like pretending to be concerned father. But in reality, Ursaring only cares about his child when it is in direct danger. But he also thinks like, oh, boys will be boys. If Teddy Ursa just went out and got mauled by like a bear, he probably wouldn't. Well, he's a bear. If it got mauled by I don't know, Sizor, he would be like, well, you should have learned to defend yourself, son. I think that's what Ursaring would have done. I think Ursaring is just like a very tragic figure. What the fuck just happened? I just sent Ursaring to Netherrealm. What happened? Where did the sprite go? Oh, there you. You're at the end. You're at the other end now. You can't hide from me. You went to January 6th. You get up. You get in there. You got in your cell. Macago. So, very bad typing for what it's trying to be. Known to be a very terrible Pokemon because of that. Especially because it's in the water type gen. Like it's you can't really catch. It's a Gen 2 Pokemon, but you can't really catch it in Gen 2. Most people think it's Gen 3 because that's really where you can get Slugma, and it doesn't do very well because there's so much water in Gen 3. So again, it's another Pokemon that's been wronged by the system. Another Pokemon that's been wronged by the system. But it never quite managed to crawl its way up. I think he's a performative male leftist. I think he's not really in on it. I think he's not really on the left. But he pretends to be because he thinks it'll help him get sympathy points. So that's why I think he's a performative, but I think it still puts him in opposition. And I have made the decision that I will not be finishing this. This would take me. Okay, we are 2 hours. Yeah. Okay, 1 hour 51 minutes in. It is 11 p.m. I have not slept in 20 hours. And I have class tomorrow. I mean, class might get canceled because of terrible weather, but I can't underestimate how bad the weather conditions are out there right now. It's hard to even get outside. But still, I think we'd have to save this, and then we come back to it tomorrow. Is what I'm thinking. I think we're gonna chip away at this. Tomorrow, it was a great stream. Oh, thank you, Galabor. I'm glad you were here, Galabor. Now, thank you everyone who joined, everyone who was here on this journey. We will continue. We will keep going. Anyway, everyone, goodbye. Thank you for coming. Thank you.